couple of nights where the protesters quickly move from one location and then they run off to another location, and they have LAPD patrols on the move, on the run. LAPD, it seems to me, particularly tonight, is in the last couple of hours trying to cage them in, to block them in, if you will, on the grids a couple of blocks around, and then move in, start making arrests. And that's what we may have here taking place as LAPD fortifies the line over here on the Temple side of City Hall. And then we had some, I just noticed some convoy of CHP, black and whites, rolling by, moving up on Main as they're obviously watching the freeway, making sure that this crowd, once it does begin to disperse, doesn't make a run on the freeway, the Hollywood freeway, and they have problems there. So still, ladies, at this point, it's a very tense situation here, past 8 o'clock, curfew time in this 1 square mile of downtown LA, and it remains to be seen how this is going to be played out. But LAPD waiting here a little bit. They're bringing in some more of their tactical lines, bringing in some more resources, just in case this goes the other way.
So, Ed, as we've watched the skirmish lines move from time to time during the different nights of protests, have you been stationary, or have you had to move your location as well?
No, we've been actually also part of that, and again, cat and mouse game, because you've got to keep moving. The protesters, in that sense, realize that they stay in one sense, and I'm guessing at this point, estimating, they're an easy target for arrest, so they keep moving. The group keeps splintering off and moving, keeping LAPD on the run. So when that happens, we've got to move as well, moving from a couple blocks over where those arrests were taking place from Skyfox a little while ago over to this location, where something no doubt will be happening here as we hit the 8 o'clock hour. Police, I must tell you, as they begin to redevelop, another squad coming in over here to your right, Joe. I'll get out of the way, give you a look at that. So again, they're bringing in some more reinforcements thinking when they start to clear this crowd, they want to really protect City Hall. Joe gives you a look right up top. See, you talk about City Hall over here. This is, Main and Temple. Look at that. That's something we've seen, this entire area, the City Hall, the main center of Los Angeles government, city government, surrounded by a very strong enforcement of LAPD tactical squads. And then you have on the backside here, the Spring Courthouse, the federal U.S. courthouse. That's protected by National Guardsmen on the other side, over there on the Spring side. And then you have the LA County Sheriffs over there on that line, too. So they are very much concerned with protecting some of the main aspects here of downtown Los Angeles. I was talking earlier to Alex ladies, about you going through the famed jewelry district downtown, going over the Persian Square to cover that protest. And it was, to be honest with you, sad, because many of them, the jewelers there, already had their windows and their front entrances boarded up with plywood. Usually you have the metal security gates that come down at night. They had those, and then they put reinforced plywood over that. A sad sign that, certainly a lot of the businesses here aren't feeling that safe with this curfew underway. They're not taking any chances.
Ed, last night, at what point did police go, "You stragglers, now we arrest you"? Was there something that triggered them from allowing them to kind of hang out on that corner that was behind you, and then what? Eventually they were arrested?
I think that was the case. Again, looking at the clock, looking at the thought of the curfew, and they were very vocal about saying it's 8 o'clock. We have a curfew in effect now on their loudspeakers, and they didn't, right at 8 o'clock, move in and start trying to clear the crowd, just as they are tonight, I think, in a sense, giving them a chance to move on, trying to hope that it ends peacefully. But at some point, as we have seen from Skyfox, and frankly, we're probably going to see here, they're going to move in and make some arrests. So in terms of what ignites the crowd, I think it's just the point where LAPD says, we have a curfew by the authority of the mayor, and we've got to enforce it.
All right, Ed, we're going to check back with you. Right now, we move on. Protesters who caused chaos on the streets of LA recently are being held accountable.
LA County District Attorney Nathan Hochman announced a host of charges earlier today against some who turned violent during anti-ICE protests.
This as a warning to people who are thinking about conducting these illegal acts, pretending that they are engaged in protests, but at the moment they engage in the illegal acts, they are no longer legitimate First Amendment protesters. They are criminals, and they will be prosecuted.
In all, 8 people were arrested and charged, including this guy who was caught on camera throwing rocks in Paramount. The Department of Justice announcing the arrest of 2 LA County men who were charged with throwing Molotov cocktails during anti-ICE protests last weekend in downtown LA and Paramount. 23-year-old Emiliano Garduno Galvez of Paramount and 27-year-old Rocky Keogh of Long Beach were charged in federal court with possession of an unregistered destructive device, which carries a possible sentence of 10 years in prison.
Throwing rocks, explosives, assaulting agents, and committing other acts of violence